Hello, we're here on Kakariki Birds of Florida. Going to go over another session of feeding and caring for your Kakariki baby. I have this little guy out because he just always jumps out, and so I'm just going to leave him out. But there's a few things that you need to have ready before you even go into feeding. And one is the feed that you're going to use, the formula you're going to use. I use KT high fat. It works out perfect for my Kakarikis. That's the main bird that I do breed only here. So it's been working and I haven't changed it since. Thermometer, I want to make sure that the temperature is not too low or too high. 2 napkins. If you don't have a towel that you're going to keep using, put a napkin underneath them because they do make a mess, okay? And then you're gonna need either, you can wet one side of it or just keep it dry, but tap them really lightly when you go to clean them. As they get this big, they don't like to be smothered. Kakarikis are very high-strung, very active birds. So as much freedom as they feel that they have growing up, the better. So if you wanna like cup over them while you're about to start feeding them to get their little head in the right position, you can. I've already made a mix here, which for me is a little thicker than usual, so I'm going to go ahead and add some water. Be right back. Kakarikis are very food motivated, as are some other birds, but these guys don't know when to stop. So because of that, you have to be very aware that the bottom section here, the crop, which is underneath here, doesn't get so full that it starts going back up, okay? I'm gonna check the temperature of the mix that I made. Yes, I used the microwave. I know they say not to use the microwave because of how dangerous it could be for having, you know, hot spots, but I blended it very well. So the temperature is way too hot. We're gonna wait a couple minutes and come back to it. That's okay, that's normal, that happens. There's a couple important things that you wanna know about feeding these guys is temperature is super important. It doesn't have to be where the bird is barely eating it, or you can say, well, at least he's getting some. No. If the temperature is not right, the bird more than likely will develop an infection in the crop. Okay, that infection is where the food is either, you know, it's rotting, it's developing a fungus. There's many different little infections that they can get just from having the wrong temperature of the formula. So, you know, waiting is better than making that mistake. If you wait too long, go ahead and heat it back up. You know, it's just do what's best for the bird. So we're gonna check this again. Okay, so it's going down. We're at 105. That's something I want you to pay close attention to as I'm feeding the bird. I'm not completely, this bird is starting to go into the independent stage, so I'm not completely gonna hold the bird so that the bird feels like I'm, you know, controlling it completely. I'm just gonna kind of guide him with my hand and do a little close up. You can see he's eating away. Give him a little break. Come back. No reason for the big mess that I sometimes find people bringing me babies where their whole face is full of dry formula and it looks like cement, causing infection, loss of feathers, bacteria to build up. So you can see he's taking it down pretty easy. He's very food motivated. He is nibbling on seeds already, which is good, but we don't want to completely count on that at all. That's just extra. This is what he should be, his diet should be based on right now because he's too little. He's about 5.5, 6 weeks. And he wants to feel independent. He doesn't want to feel smothered, or he doesn't want to feel like he can't move, because then he will push away. Another thing is wiping them clean. If you're gentle, they're not going to give you a hard time. But if you're too rough with them, they will back away and give you a hard time. And then that's where the whole mess comes on it. As you can see, he's just waiting for more and more. This crop is getting fuller. Oh, now you got a mess. Clean that up. That's okay. It's normal. Let's feel your crop. Feel the crop is it's full, but it could use a little bit more. Let's tap. Clean. Check him out. Oh, I guess he's full because he just flew away. So next bird is a little younger. I'm gonna check the temperature because that was really fast. Still perfect. Still got where you can feed the next one. This one is a younger baby. This one's a younger baby. Because it's younger, by about 2 weeks almost, you're going to want to hold this baby a little bit better and guide it, because his head can bobble all over the place, and that usually happens when they're young like this. Again, same thing, feeding, but this time you're guiding him with your thumb. Your thumb will be right behind the back of his head, so you know that he's constantly getting some food. Give him a little break. Might not like that, but just give him a little break so you know where he's going at. I got my bird talking in the background, asking me what I'm doing. Yes, that's a Kakariki talking just like that. Very clear. As lines do talk and say phrases very clearly. And females also talk, but they talk lower. As you can see, we don't have a really big mess going on. She's eating really good. She's chomping away. Give her a little break. If it was up to her, she would not take a break. I see the feeding process. My preference is to use a feeding spoon. Nothing against, syringe feeding, but I don't mind using the spoon. I've had great experience. I haven't had any babies, and aspirating any of the formula. And so because of that, I'd rather not take chances. Sometimes we don't realize how much of a rush we are, and we're using a syringe. You can just only take one mistake, and there goes your little bird. So gently clean it. Now the crop of this baby is more visible. You can see it's full, not to the top. The sides of the neck are still fine. So she's perfect. She's not gonna fly away like the other one because she's too little. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and like.